And add a little bit more. I need a taller person. Oh, okay. Here. And hold me here. And now you come touch me here. Touch here and here. Yeah, they go behind. That's it. You are going down like this, and this time hold on to me but go with me, okay? You are all doing this right now. It has to be like this. Hold it, hold it.
Follow?
No, don't follow. Stay there.
Stay
hold
there.
It. Can you see?
Stretch.
That's how much I can do. Not only that, this is level 1. And further to that, can you see my hands must stretch? When I do that, there is that little bit of a power that all of a sudden you, boom, you fall. If I go with you, in the end, it's still, I have to use a lot of velocity-based power, muscle-based power. When you do it correctly, there is no power. So this relates to the stretch we did. Now, why do we stretch like that and give ourselves a hard time? Stretch enables, there is no more space left. If there is no more space left, you can't move anymore. And when you fully stretch, you can't move anymore. What can you do?
Rotate.
That's only one thing. Remember, movement and rotation are one yin-yang pair. If you can't move anymore, there's only one thing left. You can rotate. And technically, that's not possible yet without one other thing. Rotation must come from stretching. If you are a rod encased in a tube, and stretching is, if you do that, if I lock this dot onto this dot, you can't rotate unless when you leave, because I locked, whatever the tissue is locking you must have stretching ability to allow that. If that object I use to lock dot A to dot B, dot A is on the rod, dot B is on the tube. If I lock it as if using a welding machine to put a dot on it, you cannot rotate. But if I use something like the rubber type of glue, put a dot on it, the two ends, one end is on the tube, one end is on the rod, can still rotate. But when you stop, it comes back, it pulls you back. So that I just explained, I just described, it's called to clear. You must be able to imagine this is the outside casing, this is the rod, it's locked up. And that locked up place can be stretched. If this is so hard, you cannot stretch it, you cannot rotate. The other part is disconnected. When you disconnect it, you can rotate. It's not a rotation, you're just doing this. So these are the necessary things. And only when you are able to execute all these three things, you have a rotation. And when you have a rotation, you are creating a power that is not human. And when I say that's not human, I mean that's not normal. And when it's not normal, that's what all humans desire for. Because you have to have something other people don't have. So that something different is what we desire for. We have to produce that kind of power that's different from every other human being. And so far, this approach has not been very successful. Unfortunately, it hasn't been lost, but it's not very successful. And the way I view it is that's why I want to do it. Now you understand me so far? It's because it's still very difficult. If it's so easy, everybody knows it. And when you went to a Taiji class, you're very excited. You tell your colleague said, I've been doing it for 30 years. And then you're disappointed. Then you tell your neighbor said, you did not know? Like every evening, where do you think I went? And then you realize that everybody does Taiji. You're the only one who's not doing it. There's nothing special. It has to be something other people don't do. Further, other people cannot do. That's what humanity is about. We talk about many, many special things about being human. This is one of them. Why did Americans go to the moon? Because nobody had been there. If you were the last one, you just say, well, we'll just get the photos. And also, if you got the earth, the dirt from the moon, it's just to pay you money. Can you give us a little bit? Because everybody has been there. It's like a grocery store. Everything is there. So you need to produce something. To produce it, there is something special. And that something special, in Chinese, we call it 要练武,先吃苦. If you want to be a martial artist, eat bitterness first. What's bitterness? I just showed you. Going down, no bitterness. Locking this up, oh my God, I'm going to tear my torso apart. That's bitterness. So far, as observers, instructors, when we sit in the office, we talk about what's going on here. It's you guys have been going through the routines. You have not taken that one extra step. Eat that bitterness. And the bitterness comes in many, many forms. In Taiji, most of it is bending your mind, that it feels very uncomfortable. You have to stay with it until your comfort level equalizes the Taiji requirement, not equalizes what your body wants. And your mental comfort level. Like, why would I do a thing like that? So do that stretch now. Two in a pair. Seriously, the first stretch is the neck and the torso. So otherwise, you're going down like this. There's no meaning, okay? So the other stretch I showed, see here? Can you see this here? If I go like this, there's no stretch. I'm just going up and down. This stays here, and then you stretch the rest. Stretch the rest. And then you realize you are stretching every part. Then when everything in front is stretched, your spine starts to stretch. And that actually changes your body. Otherwise, can you see it's very normal.